Here is the full natural, cinematic retelling of your story, around 3,500 characters, with new character names, preserved tone, drama, and controversy. On her first day at Fort Halbert, no one knew who Ava Lane was. She walked onto the training field wearing a plain, faded uniform, no visible rank, no introduction, and no weapon. Just a small woman with a low ponytail, calm steps, and a duffel slung over one shoulder. The first to notice her was Sergeant Mason, a wiry man with a buzz cut and a sneer permanently glued to his face. He stepped in front of her, smirking. "Looks like a bunny wandered into the wolf's den," he muttered loud enough for the others to hear. No one stopped him when he threatened to drag her out by the collar. But the moment he swung at her in a show of dominance, Ava didn't flinch. She stepped aside, snapped his elbow back, and had him face down in the dirt in under 3 seconds. The entire Alpha Reaper Unit 317 elite recruits went dead silent. She hadn't raised her voice. She hadn't even changed expression. She just dusted off her sleeve, adjusted her stance, and waited. They thought she was a joke. No name. No weapon. No past. One recruit, lean, loud, and grinning like a game show host, dropped his rifle at her feet. "Oops," he said mockingly. "Be a good nurse and grab that for me." A chorus of laughter followed, louder this time. Another voice shouted, "You're in the wrong place, sweetheart. Supply tents that way." But Ava didn't react. She stepped over the rifle like it didn't exist. Lieutenant Briggs, stocky and smug with a clipboard under one arm, strutted over. "What's with the outfit?" he snorted. "Raid a thrift shop on your way in?" Ava just replied, "I'm here to train. Not to impress you." The words hit harder than a punch. The laughter stalled. Nobody expected defiance without ego. When she was asked if she had clearance to be there, Ava met their eyes one by one and said flatly, "I'm exactly where I need to be." During the reflex drill, the one meant to test split-second reaction time, Sergeant Mason volunteered for revenge. He circled her like a predator, then struck fast. She barely moved. Just turned her hip, caught his arm, and dropped him again. A corporal tried to mock her, tossing his cap at her boots. "This ain't ballet, princess." Ava picked up the cap, dusted it off, and handed it back. "Keep this. You'll need it when they send you home." Colonel Hastings stormed onto the field, his voice thunderous. "Who do you think you are putting your hands on, my officer?" Ava said nothing. She just handed over a folder, a slim one. He opened it, scanned the top, and scoffed. "Summoned from the Pentagon? You?" He flung the file into the dirt. That's when Captain Voss, a quiet man known for keeping his mouth shut unless it mattered, bent down and picked it up. His eyes locked on the code printed at the top, RX-9. He blinked. Froze. Ran it through his scanner. The red light pulsed classified. Linked to a failed Black Ops mission years ago. Only one survivor. RX-9. A ghost story. Ava Lane. The woman standing in front of them had been the youngest operative in a mission so disastrous it had been erased from the books. And yet, she'd walked out alive. Later that day, someone in the mess hall joked she must have slept her way into the program. Ava calmly asked him to repeat it. He didn't. He couldn't meet her eyes. When Colonel Hastings tried to force her out again, threatening to lay hands on her, she dislocated his wrist with one clean motion before stepping back and adjusting her sleeve like nothing happened. That silence returned the kind that follows an explosion. Lieutenant Colonel Mercer arrived soon after. He took one look at Ava and turned pale. "We thought you were dead," he whispered. Ava just said, "Not yet." He turned to the field. "Kneel and salute." This is Special Commander Lane, the only person in history to beat the Reaper tactical campaign in record time. Nobody moved. Then, slowly, knees hit dirt. Over the next days, she exposed every weakness in their strategy boards. She led drills blindfolded and still beat the clock. She took on 5 men in a close-quarters trial, dropped them all in under 10 seconds. But not everyone bowed. Some filed complaints. Some tried to provoke her again. One left a note on her bunk, "You don't belong here." But Ava never fought to belong. She fought to be respected. And in the end, she didn't have to say a word. Her results spoke for her. Those who mocked her were reassigned. The ones who watched and learned? Promoted. Colonel Hastings? Transferred without ceremony. She didn't stay long. Ava left Fort Halberd the same way she came, without fanfare, without noise, and without ever explaining herself. The gate closed behind her, but what she left behind couldn't be erased. Her name wasn't whispered anymore. It was remembered. And it was feared.